to me like my entire life. He's yelling on the phone, you mad because I left you. And I didn't want to be with you no more. And you kept my son away from me as a weapon. My mom used her kids as a weapon. She used me and my little sister as a weapon. Whenever my mom would get pissed off by my dad or my sister's dad, she would say, we'll never see your son again if you disrespect him.
Okay, I'm sorry, but the video cut off right there, and I couldn't find the rest of it.
He says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it's my son, Sarani, bro, Sarani. Yeah. And tell me I don't want to cuss. Lucy, I'll call you back. Don't call me Baba. I told him don't call me. Wallahi, I told him. I don't want you to get a good calling. Where was I, man?
All right. I know I said I scheduled a live today, but I'm just gonna make a video. But one thing that was appearing on my TikTok algorithm that like really brought some thought to mind was the fact that a group of women are actually pushing this kind of like pro matriarchy type of thing, and we heard from the clips clearly that it doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they're pushing this thing when it clearly doesn't work, where they're clearly not fit to raise a kid alone. A father can raise a kid alone. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, usually when you look at it, a single father, the kid pans out better than when it's with the single mother. Even when you look at, like, for example, guys who like NBA players who came from single mother households, if there was a mentorship in that household, it was a guy, you know what I mean, that was around. Yeah, I believe even LeBron James, his coach like filled that void of a father figure. You know what I mean? I think even Allen Iverson had a male that kind of got him into the game of basketball even more when he was coming up. So the idea about a matriarchy, and from what I see, especially amongst the Valejos, it really doesn't work. There was a clubhouse room earlier today where they were trying to get people to say good things about Valejo women. And I'm like, well, I really don't have anything good to say due to the fact that your children are wreaking havoc everywhere and anywhere that they go. I'll give a few examples. There was just something that happened in Chicago where there were so many Pookies just running amok. And then you have to ask, like, they'll say, oh, it's the like Valejo's father's fault. But it's like, okay, well, you went through with the pregnancy. You decided to lay down with the Valejo father. You control access to your womb. So whose fault is it really? In their selection of choices. When you look at, for example, when you look at guys who they say are lame, who they say they don't like, these guys are not necessarily bad looking. For example, Michael B. Jordan, right? Other races of women find him attractive, and the thing is, they find him attractive not just based on the look level, but based on his occupation as well. Now, for me, I've learned something. There is a difference between being sexy and being handsome. On many occasions, and this usually comes from either like the older generation, right? Or the foreign generation. But I get called handsome. You know what I mean? I get called handsome. I don't fit the sexy criteria for the simple fact that their idea of sexy is a guy like NBA Youngboy or someone like that. Like, that's their idea of sexy. A guy like Little Baby or something like that. That's their idea of sexy. In other words, a Pookie type dude. You know what I mean? A Pookie. So, with that being said, these are the guys that they want to procreate with. And one thing that I need to say is that the one who was pushing this matriarchy business, I believe, is a single mother herself. So, they talk about these things about like a matriarchy and things like that. And we see that doesn't work. There is actually a hadith that says, the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam said that if whoever, I believe it was like whoever puts like his affairs with the woman is doomed. You know what I mean? Or basically, a nation will not succeed if the leader is a woman. Something to that effect. Something he had a hadith, and we see this proving itself over and over again. I mean, the example is Hillary Clinton, vice president, decided that it was not only necessary to take out Libya and butcher Muammar Gaddafi, may Allah have mercy on him and forgive him his sins and bless and preserve his family as well. But she found that it was okay, well, we don't have to just stop in Libya, we can also go to Syria too, you know? And so you look at this and you see that women really aren't fit to lead. You know what I mean? They're not fit to be in these positions, right? And so they're talking about this patriarchy that does not even exist. You know what I mean? Like, if we were living in a patriarchy, things would be better, right? If this was a patriarchal society, things would be better. Because the thing is that, like, you can't call it a patriarchy if, like, these whole rainbow mafia is going on, and women are at the forefront of this rainbow mafia, and also women are advocating for transgender as well, more so than the only men who are advocating for these things are like feminists who want to get laid by the same women who are actually like systematically destroying society. So, you know, the thing is women swear, the thing is about modern women is that they swear they have some kind of power or something like that, when really they don't really have a power. I'm gonna be honest, there are women out there who can inspire a man, who can drive a man to better things. There are women like that, but those women don't exist inside this demographic. You know what I mean? And that's just the bottom line. Okay? The thing is about them pushing matriarchy and stuff like that. When you look at the Belejo community, that's already a matriarchy. They control everything. And we see how that's working out for them. Okay? It's not working for them. So the thing is, I'm always going to be pro patriarchy, and they can dislike it. But it's what I'm going to push, because in my tribe, it's always pro patriarchy. And it worked out. For example, you look at, I'll just give an example. You look at Cherno Usman Damfodio, may Allah have mercy on him. And he, you know, some of his first teachers were women, right? So he was able to cultivate more women to teach, right? So the thing is that those women who taught still understood their roles as nurturers, still understood their roles as mothers, still understood their roles as like the backbone of the community to keep the community together. They still understood those things. I'll take it a step further, that the steps that we take in Hajj, the rituals that we perform in Hajj, were performed firstly by a black Egyptian woman by the name of Hajar, alayhi salam. And the thing is, though, she put her trust in God. And the thing is that she still followed the leadership of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam. So it's not like she was just running on her own or just leaving her affairs up to her and then just deciding, okay, this is the best thing to do. It didn't work like that. So with this being said, yeah, a matriarchal society doesn't work. And people on TikTok need to shut the hell up about it. And just accept the fact that the reason why we're in this situation right now is because of matriarchy. It has nothing to do with, like, for example, patriarchy. It has to do with the fact that it's a matriarchy and it's not working. That's the thing. Yeah, Joe Biden basically, yeah, you can say he runs the show, right? But it's not working. Okay? Every woman who pushes this matriarchy and goddess complex, what I notice is they all have piercings and things like that. You know what I mean? And so the thing is that you see them say if men had to deal with the BS that women had to deal with, well, we actually deal with a lot more BS than what women have to deal with. So this is kind of like pretty dumb. And the thing is that it kind of just accepts. It makes me upset that even you see some men who are coming along with this. I will never call a woman a goddess, okay? I will never call a woman a queen. I will never call a woman a princess unless like that woman, for example, is a little kid who's innocent and stuff like that, who has not been exposed, who has who still has time. We have good examples of women in our tradition, like, for example, the jurists of the school of thought I follow, and that's another video in itself. But when we look at the Maliki Madhab, the guy who pretty much put the concept together of the Madhab goes by the name of Imam Malik ibn Anas. His mom was very instrumental in basically pushing him towards the knowledge. You know what I mean? That's the thing. His mom was a force in pushing him towards learning. Okay. But again, the family system was different back then. You know what I mean? For example, you had one woman who founded the oldest university, one of the oldest universities in Africa. I think it was called Al Kairouan University. You have one woman who formed the Timbuktu. The city of Timbuktu, I believe, was founded by a woman. But the thing is, the power, the force, the knowledge, the intellect, the translation of Plato, the translation of Aristotle, the translation of Greek texts, that was all done by men. Okay? That was all done by men. When you look at the fact that there were no female prophets, that just goes to show you another story. When you look at it. When you look at even things in the Hotep, Slotep community don't look at, the deities were basically mostly male deities in that system that they follow. And also the scribes were mostly males. Like when you look at Imhotep, when you look at Akhenaten, when you look at all these different ones, they were mostly males. So, and I have yet to hear about like someone who was learned, who was a female in that system. I have yet to hear that. So with that being said, you guys leave your thoughts, leave your comments. For me, it's no to matriarchy and yes to patriarchy. Foolish signing out. SYS and B. Save yourself. Muslim brother. Njarama.